Boom. It's Friday and you know, it's the last day of the work week. And of course, a lot of us have probably achieved things this week. And well, this morning, I just want to talk about mindsets that separate the trivial many and the sought after few. So the trivial many and the sought after few. So it's not a coincidence why people are not earning the amount that they want to earn. So people want to earn six figures, people want to earn seven figures, people want to earn eight figures, but the truth of the matter is those who do the work or those who actually deserve or really want to earn that money, that amount of money, are quite few. So today I'm just gonna be talking about the difference between the trivial many versus the sought after few. And a lot of what I'm gonna say is gonna be controversial, especially in the Philippines, because for some reason we're so entitled here that we believe that with the minimal effort we deserve to earn way more. So and to the point where we sometimes even justify underhanded things just to get our way. So, without further ado, here is the first mindset. So, value is not equal to money. So that the trivial many would think that they deserve to earn more because they exist. They they in some way or form believe that the amount of work that they're doing is valued at a higher amount than what they're getting. And so maybe they're valuing what they're earning from based on time. They've maybe based on effort or difficulty, the difficulty in which they do tasks, and all of that. And of course, what's the word I'm looking for? I got distracted. So some of them base the value, or the some people, the trivial many, think that they deserve to earn more than what they deserve based on, could be time, based on difficulty, on how difficult it is for them to do a job. It's a scarcity maybe. But here's the reality of it. Okay, you are earning based on the amount of value that you give out. So whatever you're earning that based on the amount of value that you're giving out. So, Chris, are you telling me that my job is difficult, therefore, my job is difficult, and you think it's okay for me to only earn this much? Whatever that value is that you're not comfortable with. Well, what I'm saying is that maybe it's difficult for you, but is it really that difficult for other people? Or is it really that difficult in real life? Maybe you're basing something on an assumption that 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 has your personal bias on the amount of difficulty. So the question usually I have there is that, if are you in some way or form, are you irreplaceable? And if the answer is, and it's a double-edged sword. The answer is a double-edged sword. If the answer is yes, if you're irreplaceable, then you're a very inefficient person. You're more of a liability than a asset. So therefore, your value may be high, but it's being offset as well by your liability to the company or to your clients or to whatever organization you belong with. So, therefore, uh, the organization must adapt and make sure that your you should be able to be replaced, and you should be okay with that. Okay, because organizations are supposed to exist way beyond the human factor. So I remember this story with Elon Musk and his assistant where she assumed that the company would not grow without her because she's the one who knows the access to everything and everywhere. So she deals with each department. Each department is what's the word I'm looking for? Each department is dependent on her on certain information. So she was asking for, you know what, hey, Elon Musk, I don't want shares anymore. I don't want a salary anymore. I want to be part owner of this company. I want a seat at the table. Okay, because if I don't exist, this company does not exist. So, and Elon says, okay, let's test that theory out. If you're right, then you deserve the seat. If I'm wrong, if you're wrong, then you're fired or something like that. Of course, disclaimer, this is the story of how I remember it. This is not the actual story. So basically, okay, so you stop working for a week, pay day off, go on vacation for a week or a month. And good morning. I'm gonna assume this is Royce. Yeah. So there's that, right? So go on vacation, and then if it's true that the company cannot run without you, then what's the word I'm looking for? Yep, I'm right. It is Royce. Morning, man. So if it's true, then you get a seat at the table. Long story short, when she came back, the company was able to survive without her. But of course, the Elon Musk was gracious enough to still give her a seat, because again, organizations should be able to exist without people, okay, without individual people. So, just in case someone gets hit by a bus, it should be able to exist. Any organization that dies the moment one person or 5 people or 10 people disappear is a bad organization. All right? So, and you should always add the sought after many know that, their value is in the way, is how they add sustainability into their work. So, and how do you add sustainability into your work? Well, there's leadership. Maybe, just maybe you should work on the assumption that there's more to leadership than just the position. No, there's more to leadership than just your position in the company. There's more to leadership than and there's more to work than what's on your plate, right? So there's that. So he increased your value by making sure that your work is not only sustainable, but is also scalable and also able to impact the people within the organization and the people that you're serving inside as the organization. So, and there, your value is inflated, is now high, and your liability to the company is now low. Therefore, your value, despite being maybe of the same amount, what's happening is that you're valued more because there's no more liability. You're no longer a liability. All right. So there's that. So people do not the trivial many do not see the correlation of value and money. So there's that. Next, another mindset is integrity. So when no one's looking, how well do you work? Okay. When no one's watching your back, how do you perform? We have a saying in the seminar space: how you do one thing is how you do everything. And a lot of things that I've learned as well is that your self-esteem is not built. Your self-esteem is not built by the things you do in public. Your self-esteem is built upon the things you do in private. Okay, it's not built upon the things you do in public. Okay, where people could recognize you, people could see that you're doing good work. People could give you praises or feedback. Okay, that's not where self-esteem is built. Self-esteem is built during the things you do in private. What do you do when the voices in your head is loud? It's so loud that you can't do anything else but collapse, right? What do you do when there's no one watching what you eat during your private time? What do you do when you need to exercise but no one is there to keep you accountable? What do you do to keep faith if everything else is telling you to lose your faith, to do something else, etc., etc.? Okay, so the trivial many cheat when no one is looking. So what happens is that for them, no one is keeping me accountable. No one is watching me work well. So I'd be dumb to work hard when no one is looking. But again, self-esteem, is something that you what's the word I'm looking for? Something that you create in private. You build yourself up towards keep yourself accountable. Exactly, man. Towards towards making yourself better. And it's the discipline, that the fact that I had trouble with exercise for 3 years, and the fact that I am able to exercise even without a community now has taught me that my mind is stronger than my body. That means that I can, when the body is disobedient, I can conquer it with my mind. It's the integrity, the integrity, and integrity also means that whatever you say or the mission that you set out, you make sure you do. Okay, so when I tell people, hey, you know what you need to read, well, books led me to success. When I say you need to meditate, I meditate. So keeping your word when no one is watching, and the way it helps you is that when the time comes, that the opportunity for you to finally receive the value that you deserve, you are now confident to receive or accept what you deserve. Okay? So a lot of people, one of the reasons why there's a saying, like there's a saying that there are only two reasons why dreams. I think it's The Alchemist. So he says that one of the reasons why you don't attain your dreams, it's that you fear achieving it. There's a fear of achievement. So what happens to your life now? What happens to your life now the moment that you're ready to receive? So for some people, what does that look like? Maybe it's a promotion. Maybe it's the best relationship that could happen in your life. Maybe it's your next step in your career. Maybe it's an opportunity to reach out more people, you know. But if you're not ready because you're not practicing integrity behind closed doors, sometimes that opportunity you will miss. Okay? So people who have integrity are ready to receive opportunities that come their way. All right? So that's the mindset. And finally, this is my favorite topic right now, quiet quitting. So quiet quitting is the process where you only do the bare minimum of what is agreed upon during work. And it might be contrary, full disclosure, I am a boss, I am a CEO, I do employ people. But and obviously my biases is that people should always go the extra mile. However, one of the reasons why I say that is because I have actually spent years going the extra mile, working for free, and building myself up before I was put in this position. You know, before I was put in a position of power, I have done the work to reach there, and well, that's the end of the disclosure. But quiet quitting, again, doing the bare minimum. Here's the fun part. You know what? If you're young, quiet quitting might not be the best thing for you to do. It might be healthier when you're maybe around your 40s, your late 30s, and you have a family to take care of, and you don't want to miss out on your children. So maybe quiet quitting is for you, okay? And you don't really have major dreams. If you're content with your lifestyle by the time you're at that age, then maybe quiet quitting is for you. You know, do the bare minimum so that you have more time for more important things in your life. But when you're young, when you're just starting out, quiet quitting could be the most disastrous or most harmful thing you could do for yourself. Why? Mainly because you're not pushing yourself to reach your full potential. When you're working, for a lot of people work for money. Okay? People work for money. But what they also forget is that sometimes what they get is there's also experience. Okay? However, what most people don't know is that the experience that they get through work is not usually enough. It's the experience you get while working and being aware of your surroundings that could actually be more beneficial for you. So I remember I've spent a lot of time volunteering in nonprofit organizations. And when you say nonprofit organizations, obviously there's no salary there, right? So walang pera sa nonprofit. But one of the greatest skills that I learned during the nonprofit organizations, and imagine this, what was I doing? I was just making reports. I was just taking pictures. I was just organizing events. But the biggest experience I got working with nonprofits is the skill called design thinking. I'm able now to find the root of problems and create solutions, even without the necessary capital. And when I went over to the profit sector, capitalism, it became a powerful skill that allowed me to absorb key knowledge. Like, for example, again, this book, Expert Secrets, funnels, really fast, you know. So it's a whole crazy world. So there's a whole spectrum of experience that's not just limited to your role within an organization. You could also see behind the scenes what is truly happening. And here's the thing though, you're only able to absorb what you're at your capacity. Okay, you're only able to see what you're able to comprehend. So for example, if a level 10 event happened, and when I say a level 10 event, it's an event where if level 10 people were present, they would be earning six to seven figures through the lesson of that event. But you're operating right now at a level 3. And when I say level 3, you're still finding yourself, you lack the awareness, you don't have the necessary insight to find opportunities around you. So you're only able to comprehend what you see. So for a lot of people, what does this look like? In your workplace, this looks like chismis, okay, gossip. Okay, so there's in your workplace, if you're operating at a 3, you should, most likely you're only seeing gossip happening. Okay? Pinagalitan si ganito. Pinaalis si ganito. Oh, you know, may bagong partner si ganito, etc., etc., right? So, but if you're operating on a level 10, okay, this is why. So this guy was probably let go because he's not bringing the right energy into the company, etc., etc. Oh, what sort of relationship did the company learn from this experience, etc., etc. So it's a crazy, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a crazy experience, and getting the opportunity to be able to see the gold in the lead is only something that you can do when you've increased your level. Okay? And there's no better way than going the extra mile. For me, I would go the extra mile for people I want to learn from. So I would work for free for people like Blair Singer, Tony Robbins. I would work for free if I ever get to meet the Ayalas. So long as I can just observe and pick their brains and see how they make decisions, and hopefully not be disappointed and with how that happens. So that's it for me today. 22 minutes. So just a recap. Mindset, value. Okay, your value, or the amount of value that you give, is equal to the amount of money that you earn is the amount of value that you give, the amount of value that you give out. So if you're not earning enough, that means that you're not giving enough value out there. And there's also egocentric value, or there's value that looks good on paper, but you're also a liability. And there's a value that not only are you giving, your value is a level 10, but your liability is a 1. Okay? Next. Again, another mindset, work with integrity. Your self-esteem is built upon what you do behind closed doors when no one is looking. It's easy to be caught up in a place where people praise you. It's easy to be in a place where people and in a way, if you live long enough, you'll know that praise is not really praise. Praise is sometimes a means for people to disarm you. But what you do behind closed doors, what you achieve, what your context is, that is your mindset. And of course, going the extra mile. So this is a timeless principle that everyone who wants to achieve more and do more should always go to. And again, it does not apply to everyone. If you're someone who wants a quiet life, or if you're someone who's missing out on your family or loved ones, maybe quiet quitting is for you. Maybe. But maybe at the age of 30 or 40 na. If you're young, you have to go the extra mile. You need to increase your capacity to not just learn, discern, and of course earn. So that's it for me. See ya.